So you
Yeah.
have a baseball field and a cricket field. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to kind of explain the game. So, okay, here's my phone. So let's start with Taylor. You need to explain baseball just in simple terms, whatever you can in 30 seconds. So in basic terms, I guess. So you can start now.
Okay, so the winner obviously is the person that scores the most runs. So the goal is for the defense not to give up any runs. You have a pitcher that's throwing to a catcher with an umpire. There's usually a couple other umpires on the field as well. But you got one hitter at a time. And if he gets to the bases, they're able to be, before they throw him out at the bases. There's lots of different ways that you can get out. You can catch the ball in the air, ground ball that's thrown out at the base, but 3 outs is the end of the inning, and you have 9 innings. So and then you can, there's a lot of stuff that I can get into here, but that's the basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, I actually did 45 seconds. Now, Kona, you have 45 seconds to explain cricket from the start. Go.
Okay, we have 2 batters batting at each end. I mean, when you run, the strike changes and the other guy gets to bat, and they are like 1 run, 2 run, 3 runs, and you can run as many runs as you can. And there are 11 fielders on the field, and 2 umpires, and all 11 fielder. And there are so many rules inside it. Like the first 10, 10 overs, 2 fielders can be outside, not more than 2, and last 10 overs, 5 fielders outside, not more than 5 in a 1-day game. And there are lots of fielding positions, as you can see, and the guy who stands behind is called the wicket keeper, and next to them is slips, and the game goes on like that.
So now some similarities you can see is, right, so Kona is a wicket keeper, which would be the catcher equivalent, kind of in baseball. So you'd have that catcher. They kind of wear almost, they both kind of have similar protections, which we'll kind of see. Some of the other things that so one other difference is that, so in cricket, there's always a toss that happens. So there's a coin toss where the captain decides, head or tails, and then that's how whoever wins gets to decide if they want to bat or bowl first. Versus in baseball, it's the away team that always bats first, I believe.
Yeah, home is always last.
Yeah, so home is always, the last one. So that's, that's always the case. Versus in cricket, they always have a toss. So the toss will always determine things, and sometimes depending on the conditions, because cricket, like, they travel like all over around the world. So some places it's more, you have an advantage if you win the toss and stuff like that. So there's, because there's different pitches. So, that's
in cricket,
that's
there's always an advantage to win a toss.
Yeah.
Because
usually.
Initially when you bat, the wicket is gonna be slightly, like, not every wicket, but yes, conducive for bowling.
Yeah.
So if you're bowling first, you get the 10 overs of purchase off the wicket, and then the wicket gets flat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys have any other questions for each other based off of anything that's
honestly,
there.
I wanted to ask Taylor, like, how do you guys manage your workload? Like, how many days you play in a year? Like, how many playing days, and then how you manage your training and injuries, stuff like that?
Yeah, so we play over 160 games a year. This year, because of the coronavirus and COVID and all that, it's only 60 games. And then we have the playoffs, but we're going to play, I think there's only like a few off days. I don't even, it's going to go pretty much right through. Like, we're basically playing every day. And so a pitcher, that's why I was explaining the difference in pitchers. There's starting pitchers and relief pitchers. So I'm a relief pitcher. So I can throw more often. I can throw 1 inning today and then another inning in 2 days or tomorrow, where a starting pitcher will get 4 days in between full rest because they're throwing like 100 pitches a game, whereas a reliever is only like 20 to 30, So, yeah, it's.
How fast do you throw?
How about you guys?
How about we guys?
Yeah.
Like, it depends. Like, we have, if you're playing international, then you're running throughout the year. Like, you have, say, 200, 220 playing days. And if you're playing just domestic, then you have 6 months of playing period. Like you play 4 days game, 4 days off, and and minimum of 8 games if you're playing, and then there are so many selection games, and it's a lot of cricket. I mean, and then 1 day's game, and then you get a break for 1 day, and in between days, in between the rest days, like we train in between the match days, I would say. So if there is a game today, 1 day game, there would be a rest tomorrow. So we train tomorrow and then get ready for the following day for a game. And it's
Got
like we train for hours. Like our net session probably would last around 3 hours. That is minimum, like 3 hours of net session. So
Wow.
and we practice every day.
I
It's
want to
it's
see
like that.
the exercises. I'm interested in the exercises that the bowlers do, because as a pitcher, like my rotator cuff and like my
Hmm.
shoulder muscles are very important, and my
Yeah.
scalp muscles. And I'm curious about the bowlers. I'm sure that their training regimen is, they've got certain things they
Yes,
do.
we have different set of training for set of people. Like I train because I'm a wicket keeper. My lower muscles are mostly involved, so I have a different training program. And for fast bowlers and for spinners, like everyone don't go through the same routine. But yes, we have our individual programs. But how about you guys? Like, how when do you train? If you're playing 160 to 180 games, like do you train before the game or do you train after the game?
Um, Most guys like myself, I like to train. I don't like. There's a lot of like obviously stretching and then like throwing and like all the workouts, baseball workouts and everything before the game. There's not a lot of done after. There's some weightlifting done after the game, not a ton. You know, most of it's done before, I would say, just because our games end at like 10 o'clock
Yeah.
at night.
During
So
the evening.
it gets pretty late during the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many hours a game is played? Like 9 innings? Like
It's about 3 hours in the major leagues. Yeah.
3 hours. Correct.
Yeah, they're trying to speed that up.
Just like a 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's
don't.
why it's comparable to the T20 format in cricket. That's the two that you can compare. It has to be the T20 format because the timing's a bit the same. But yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So let's see. Next we have. So okay, this is this is Gora's video. So you'll get to see here. He's behind the stumps in the back. So is it playing? Why is it not playing? Let me see. Okay, well, we'll see Taylor's.
Yes.
So that's him.
Yeah, I'm fielding a ground ball there, trying to get him out. As you can see, it's very close.
Yeah.
He didn't hit it very hard, but sometimes the placement is more important. And strikeout right there. Here's another strikeout. So 3 strikes, and they swing through. The last one you're out.
Yes.
So
If you miss 3 times in a straight,
So
then you're.
yep.
yeah, but so now in cricket, once the cricketer is out, he's out. Like he can't come back. So that's like one of the difficult things that's there. Let's see.
You gotta wait 5 days.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
Probably
have to
more
wait
to
until the
bat
next game, which
yeah.
sucks.
next game.
Oh,
That's pretty, tiring.
Okay. So we're gonna see some catches of both the games. Let's see.
yeah.
Yes.
So if you catch it in the air like that, he's out.
Oh.
So if there's less than 2 outs and a person catches it in the air like this and there's less than 2 outs, the
After
runner,
this, when we see the cricket catches, we'll see a lot of similarities as well.
yeah, the runner could advance. That's just another rule, but
Wow.
Okay, and then this one was like Like, this can't happen in cricket, so we'll see this next. If you bang into any wall in cricket, like, it doesn't count as a catch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you step out of the rope,
Okay.
having the ball in your hand, it's
So
considered
this is
not out.
some cricket catches we had from last year. And they're not wearing gloves as well. So you saw in the baseball video, you know, they have a glove. So cricketers can't wear gloves when they're fielding.
Only I'm allowed to wear a glove,
Yeah.
wicketkeeper.
So here you can see he stepped out of the rope, and that's why he threw the ball up, and he came back and caught it.
What makes the fans go crazy?
It's
Obviously,
the uncertainty of the game.
Yeah.
You just
Right?
can't
Like, if
predict
you
the
see
result.
a catch like that, you know, like out of nowhere,
The
and
fans
it's
will
really
go,
fast.
right?
Yeah. So, you know, like, that was one thing. So you saw in one of the plays where if he steps out of the rope area, like, he threw the ball up, because if he's touching the rope or anything, then it would be a 6. So it's kind of like, you know, whatever it might be. So that's why he threw it up, and he came back and caught it. So, you know, and it doesn't matter if you catch it outside of that boundary, or even if you touch that boundary line, like, you know, they'll still get it doesn't matter if you catch it or not, which is different in baseball. You know, you can land in the audience if you have the ball, they're out. So, you know, you still have those, you know, diving catches and all these different catches, but it's just like, that's like a different kind of thing. So the next video, which, let's see.
And it's like how the home run is for y'all, like that, a 6 is for us.
Yeah. So that's actually the next video going. Is home runs versus 6s.
Probably I'm a little early on this. And then you get 1 run on the scoreboard, right?
Now you have Chris Gale in cricket.
Yeah, we get 1 run unless there's runners on base, and then you can get 1 run plus however many runners are on base.
Yeah.
So the most you can get 4.
4, yeah. 4 bases, you have 4 runners.
Do you know what that's called? Grand Slam.
One?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. Yeah, correct.
You probably did Grand Slam when you were playing the MLB The Show video.
Correct. I'm just recollecting. It's been ages. Probably when I was 8, 9, I used to play.
Do they have a cricket video game?
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, that needs to get big.
Yeah. No, maybe, you know, that's a game that you should look into getting. I think they have some apps as well where you can play games, you know, if it's not on the console. I know they have like a few, but there's some apps as well where you can play. But like, yeah, you know, so I mean, the distance is whether if it is you know, if they've hit it out, you know, versus even in cricket, kind of the distance are pretty similar. We're gonna like touch a little bit on that, but yeah, the distances can be a little similar, but the only thing is that if a cricketer hits it out, it's a 6 versus, you know, it's just 1 run. So that's, you know, one of the differences where, you know, in cricket, it's mainly about, you know, scoring runs. You get those high scoring games. Okay. So now I had some questions. So do either of you know where the first ever international cricket game was played?
Yes, I know.
Where?
US.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's between Canada and
USA.
It was between
so,
Canada and USA.
Which is really crazy, you know, because that's literally where, I mean, obviously England invented the sport, but it's just like Britishers, you know, when they were taking over the world, they took over America as well. So cricket used to be played as well. And I guess,
it's
you know,
in the year 1800s, I guess.
Yeah, it was like, like in the 1800s, yeah. So they had like a Canada versus USA game that was held in New York. So that was actually the first ever international game.
Even though the game is started by England, the first international they've hosted. Like it was played and it was registered under Canada and US.
Yep.
That is how it is.
Yeah. So that's, pretty cool kind of knowing that. But obviously Americans being Americans, we don't follow, anything that the world does. Okay. So now the next question is, so let's see if Taylor, you can get this. So what is the most amount of runs an MLB team has scored?
Oh,
If you want to take a guess.
They're in the 20s or 30s. So I'm going to say 29.
Okay. So 36, and it was the Chicago Colts / Cubs. So it was a while back, when they were the Colts. So imagine that, 36 runs. So now, Kona, my question is, what is the highest T20 score? T20 score overall that's been scored by a team. How many runs? Actually happened last year.
National, right? Yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
240, 241 or something.
241, like RCB has scored more than that, 278. Afghanistan last year actually scored that much. So imagine 36 is the most in MLB, and then T20 format, which is the shortest format in cricket, is 278. So, that comparison of how many runs that are scored.
Like in 120 balls, that team scored 278 runs.
Yeah. So, the same kind of time frame versus it being like 3 hours, but the amount, so it's like that different perspective of both the games that, what is there. Obviously when you watch the baseball game, it's mainly, I think, that pitcher's role of, getting the strikeouts and everything. So, the runs, and especially even if you hit it out of the park, it's only one run. So, which is, not as common as well. Like in cricket, some players, like hitting sixes is like a piece of cake for them. So, you have that difference that's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Taylor, for you, true or false, the USA has a cricket team?
I'm going to say true.
Yeah. So, USA does have a national cricket team, and actually they just got ODI status like last year.
Correct,
so, that's that second format. So, they just got that status there. So, they did play some games for the first time in the ODI format last year in America. So, our only stadium in America is in Florida. So that's
really?
where we have, So like the Indian national team had came last year to play against the West Indies cricket team. But yeah, that's like the only cricket stadium we have.
Are we pretty good?
We're hopefully
you guys are getting there. You guys are getting there.
We need some of our baseball players to learn cricket. If they learn cricket, I think Americans would be like the top. If we can get like our pitchers to learn bowling and get all the batters to learn, it could get really competitive. So
Taylor, one day you should try playing cricket. Maybe somewhere closer to you. If someone's played.
I forgot to mention this, but when I was on my mission in Toronto, Canada, I actually we were at a park one day and they were playing cricket, and I just like 10 minutes and like in the field, and I remember catching this ball, and the guys were so nice, they went crazy, but and it was just real quick. So I actually
we'll have to set something up, because there's a lot of cricket leagues all over America. So we'll have to, set something up, to get you in there. Definitely. Because actually last year, because I was part of college, many colleges have cricket teams as well. So in our college, one of the college teams, they literally just had they needed players. So they just brought 2 baseball players in, did not teach them the rules. They went out there, they hit like huge sixes, and then they got out because they didn't know what a spinner does. Like when it was fast bowlers, they were fine. As soon as the spinner came in, they were so confused and they got out. So it's like, I feel like if you guys get the rules, it could get really competitive. So we might need you guys. So now, Kona, true or false, is there any baseball in cricket? In India. So is there any format of baseball in India?
I think yes, there is.
Yeah, so there is, there are some small leagues, but actually last year MLB announced that they're gonna create another office. So they're gonna create an office in India. They want to promote baseball in India as well. So the Major League Baseball, they're gonna have an office soon in Delhi. So hopefully,
but not everyone plays it over here. But not everyone, like in Andhra, we don't have, like, there's so many districts. There's so
that's
many
one of the things. In India, it's really dominated by cricket. In America, you have baseball, football, you have many other sports, but
Rugby.
the main three are definitely like baseball, football, and basketball. But like in India, it's mainly cricket. I mean, you have the other sports coming up, but yeah, I think, MLB is trying to kind of also get into that, get in there as well. So that should be interesting as well. I didn't even know. I mean, even Australia has a league and New Zealand has a league, and I just didn't know as well. So they all have like some baseball leagues as well, which
You've
is
got
kind
your
of cool to
research
know.
on.
Yeah. Okay. So now before I start into some rapid fire, do you have any other questions for each other regarding the games?
Probably I would love to, see him bat or ball. What do you like? Do you like batting or you like bowling?
I'm more on a baseball side, more of a bowler, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying for cricket?
Yes, if you want to play cricket, what do you want to do? You want to bat or you want to bowl?
I've done enough pitching bowling, so I want to bat.
On a bat, yeah.
That's easy. Like you don't have to strain yourself.
Exactly. My mom still thinks that I could be a good hitter, so for me, I would like to bat.
Yeah.
We're right,
I mean, Kona, what would you want to do? I want to be a catcher?
I would definitely bat. No.
You want to bat?
You gotta be strong for that. I'm not habituated to so much of throwing. I don't want to land myself into, small injuries or whatever it is. So I definitely want to hit those home runs.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it's not that easy, but yes.
It's not that easy compared to the highest scores.
What's the distance? What's the distance between the batter and the home run, Taylor?
So it's 60 feet 6 inches is the distance from the rubber of the mound to the. Okay. So 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. We do it in meters. Like it's generally 67 meters.
Yeah. So imagine.
67.
You probably
not less than 67. It can be more. Places like Australia, the boundary line is 80, 85. 70 is minimum over there. It depends upon the ground dimensions, but on an average it's not less than 67 meters. I don't know how many.
So you're talking about the whole ground, right? So I mean, when you talk about
ground.
like usually the home runs that are hit, the lengths are actually more than a 6 usually. So I was looking into that, so it's mainly like the length is actually really different compared to what it is. So, with the length, I mean, compared when we saw, right, you have that diamond kind of shape, and then for cricket, it's more of an oval shape. So the batsmen are kind of in the middle. So that distance is a bit different versus in baseball, they're going to be at that corner and they can hit it kind of anywhere. But in baseball, there are also foul lines. So, in cricket, you could hit it back. You can hit some like crazy shots and it
you
can
can't
go anywhere.
Squares.
You can't, yeah. So, you could have those fouls as well. So that's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even the pitchers get to bat, Taylor? Even the pitchers get to bat?
Good question. They're starting to slowly go away from that. But right now, there's two leagues. There's an American League and a National League, right? In the American League, the pitcher does not get a hit. In the National League, the pitcher gets to hit. But they're starting to go away from that. So, but that was a really good question.
Yeah.
Half of the teams pitchers get a hit. Okay. The other half do not.
Yeah, okay. Which is a bit confusing as well.
In a game of cricket, all 11 gets to bat. If it's, your turn, we have numbers, say openers and the top orders and the middle orders and the tail enders. So if your team is getting out, then, all the 11 would come and bat. So you just can't say, I don't want to bat.
Yeah. So, I mean, if everyone gets out and it's down to that last player, then they have to bat. But the thing in baseball is that once you have your order, you can't change it, So, but in cricket, you can change at any point, like there's no number 3 set, if the captain, there's also captains in cricket that are very important. I think baseball has barely any teams have captains anymore. I think before it was just, they had like captain, but they didn't really mean anything. But cricket, a captain is really important. So the captain can decide at any point of which bowler to, have on board or which batsman will go out or anything like that. Like that order can change at any point in the game. So there's no set order that needs to be there. So that's something that's there.
Yeah. All right. All good.
Okay. So now going into some rapid fire. So the first question is for Taylor. So who is a current baseball star that the cricket fans should know about?
Mike Trout, my teammate, best player in the world.
Yeah. So why don't you describe him a bit about, you know, what his role is and everything?
You ever heard of Babe Ruth? Well, actually, we have a player on my team that both pitches and hits. He's from Japan. His name is Shohei Ohtani. So actually, I'm going to change my name here. Shohei Ohtani is most people do not hit and pitch like I described, but he does them both very, very good. So he would be somebody to follow because that doesn't happen very often. And he's just, I don't know, pretty cool guy.
Yeah. I mean, so in cricket, we have all-rounders who are able to do both, you know, so that's kind of there. So now for Kona, your question is, so who is a current cricket star that baseball fans should know about?
Yes. Like there's so many people. If you ask MS Dhoni for his, leading management skills, how he leads the team and how he puts the team in front of him always. And there's Virat Kohli, who's always passionate about, his game and who's always passionate about winning and, who's always aggressive. Like, these two names, you people should definitely know, not just because of the game, but because of what they get to the table, like, what they bring to the table. I mean, a lot of discipline, a lot of passion, and there's so much to learn if you're a youngster.
Yeah, I mean, those two are really big names in cricket. I mean, especially with Virat Kohli, like he just became number 4 on the most like followed on social media in sports personalities. So he I just read that just happened recently, that he surpassed LeBron James and everything. So it's definitely somewhat, so he's definitely, I think, someone you should check out on social media as well. But those two, MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli, are like really big names in the cricket world.
It's not just game, like I said, it's their work ethics. You can't just beat their work ethics.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, the fitness level that even, Virat Kohli has brought to the game and everything. So definitely those two names are definitely
I'll tell you one interesting thing that what I heard about Virat Kohli, he trains before the game. Like not many players train before the game, especially in India, but he trains at the gym and then comes to play a game.
Yeah. He's always at the gym, like literally always at the gym. So it's pretty cool. Okay, now some fun questions. So what's the secret talent that each of you have? So Kona, what is the secret talent that you have?
Secret talent.
I feel like besides sports, maybe you should have some talent.
I like to sleep and I like to cook. These are my two. When I eat, I'll sleep, and after waking up, I cook.
Nice.
What do you make? Because I love food, and my talent is finding a good restaurant. Do you guys know Yelp?
Yeah, I know Yelp. I think I lived on it in college.
Yeah, Yelp is my thing.
For it, yeah.
I'm like a guru with Yelp. But what do you make?
I make we have this biryanis in India, which is made up of rice. I like doing it, and I do this barbecue and stuff, all these. I'm a non-vegetarian lover, so I eat a lot of non-veg. So all these BBQs and all the basic dishes like dal, something like that. We call it curry. Have you ever been into an Indian restaurant?
Oh,
Did you even try Indian food?
I love Indian food. I get my order usually is chicken tikka masala, but I get
butter masala,
some garlic naan.
Correct.
With the roti, with
roti, yes.
And then there's this new one, the Josh. I don't know if that's something. Maybe it's just for the restaurant, the local restaurant. But that one I just got the other day. It's good. Yes. Oh, and then I get chicken tandoori.
Chicken?
Tandoori. How do you pronounce it?
Tandoori.
Yeah, tandoori. Chicken tandoori.
That I love. That. Yes, those things.
I mean, that's one of the things. We Americans are pretty fond of, like, there's many Indian restaurants and stuff. I mean, we're pretty
Okay,
foodie,
okay.
so usually
Yeah.
you've tried most of the cuisines. Which my next question is, what's your favorite cuisine to eat? So Taylor, start with you.
If I was in Utah, which is a state, I would say Bombay House, which is an Indian restaurant.
Bombay House, yeah.
Yeah. I would say I'll just leave it at that. And I'm not
Okay.
just saying that. Yeah, I'll leave it at
Okay, Kona, what's your favorite cuisine to eat?
I personally like Turkish
Okay.
because I feel their style of preparation is more healthy and more tastier when it comes to meat.
Mm,
So I like Turkish.
okay. I like their tea. So I'm a fan of, like, the Turkish tea. Next question is, what's your favorite color to wear? So Kona, what is your favorite color to wear?
Black and white.
Okay, like your shirt right now.
I
And
don't
then
know, but
Taylor?
yeah, I like burnt.
I'm going to go with I don't even know. I really don't even know.
Not really picky
uh,
about it.
I'm thinking about this way too much. We'll
Okay.
go blue. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to give a real good answer. Just couldn't come up with one.
Okay. Now, if you were not a professional sports person, what would you be? So Goda, if you were not a cricketer, what would you be?
Yes, I would definitely join the army. Like if
Okay.
I had nothing to do in life, like you know.
Okay. And then Taylor?
That's impressive, by the way, and really cool. I've always been interested in real estate, I feel like, or some sort of way that I can give back, help the community, help kids, people in general, find a way to serve through also providing for my family. So who knows what that'll be.
Yeah. Well, thank you both of you for joining me on here at Bat and Ball Squared. So hopefully you guys got to learn, about both of the sports, and we'll definitely make it possible that somehow, we'll get you guys. Taylor, you get to play some cricket, and then we'll make sure Kona gets to play some baseball as well. Hopefully you come to America soon so we can make that happen as well.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah, I think that
definitely.
would be really exciting, to have that showdown kind of in person and getting a feel for what a cricket bat is like and what a baseball bat is like. So kind of comparing the two sports because they have their similarities and differences, but I feel like, both of them kind of go hand in hand as well.
Yes. Yeah, and if if you're ever in Vegas or Los Angeles, you got to reach out. I'd love to meet you in person.
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool as well. So
Thank
thank you
you.
guys
Thank
so
you.
much. And then obviously if you guys have questions regarding either the sports, just ask away. We can always, discuss more about it as well. And even if you need some clips, I can send them as well. So that would be really cool.
Definitely. Thank you.
So thank you guys and have a good evening. And take care. Stay safe.
Thanks, Roshni.
Oh, I can ask
See you,
you a question.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't even tell me what is your favorite sport between baseball
Oh, you're
and
asking
cricket?
me?
Yeah.
It's cricket.
What, cricket?
I used to be a huge baseball fan growing up as well, but yeah, over time it's kind of become cricket. But
Not
I've made a goal.
anymore.
I've made it a goal to at least keep up with the whole MLB series, coming up. So I'll make sure I become a fan of both now. But yeah, I
Yeah.
have a strong liking for cricket.
Fair. That's fair. Okay.
Well,
And
I'll
then,
make sure to imbibe the baseball as well.
yeah. Hey, I respect it. I respect the honesty. I like it.
Yeah, for me, it was that I always liked, that different aspect that Americans didn't play cricket, and my family is from India as well, so
Yeah.
I kind of always got intrigued by cricket, and
Yes.
I found it a bit more fascinating, if I must say.
For sure. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, I appreciate you guys, taking the time, and I definitely am gonna, am more of a fan of cricket, and will continue to learn more about it and all that.
Yeah.
So, good work
Sounds
on that.
good.
So I'm excited.
Definitely. Hopefully you'll be able to watch a whole game once.
I will.
You got to sit down for 3 hours at least.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey.
But it was fun. I really enjoyed this. Thanks, Taylor. Thanks, Roshni.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys both had fun. Thank you guys. Take care. Stay
Yeah,
safe.
it was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Welcome to OneCricket, first daily fantasy cricket platform in USA, built by passionate cricket fans like you, where you get to join a variety of contests by using your knowledge and skill and win cash competing with other fans. More than 100,000 paid out so far to fans like you. You can also get more insights with our cricket news and scores. Download OneCricket Fantasy app today from App Store and Play Store and start winning